We've lost everything in this building.
A common refrain along much of Florida's west coast.
Now there's nothing, just some sticks.
This is the worst probably we've seen in our area in 100 years. I know I've been in Sarasota for 22 years, and I've never seen anything like this.
Heavy rain bringing historic flooding, forcing water rescues.
Holy cow, that storm surge. The whole lower level of my home was filled with water. I ended up hopping on to one of my little kayaks to float around in my living room. This has been just a heck of a storm surge. It's wiped out all my neighbors. I see just the destruction going all down the road.
Boats thrown about, power lines down, homes and businesses destroyed.
Some of it's outside, some of it's in here. This is by far the worst I've ever had.
And even amidst the flooding, massive fires, rescuers pass a burning home.
Anybody in your house?
Using their resources instead to search for survivors.
Boy, it's devastating. I've never seen something like this. I've known people that lived here 20 years that said they've never seen anything like it.
After slashing Florida, Helene pushed north, battering Georgia and the Carolinas, also leaving life-threatening flooding. In Atlanta, communities left underwater as Helene held its strength as a hurricane until halfway through the state of Georgia.
This is the worst I've ever seen. I've seen the creek high, like right up to the bottom of the bridge, but nothing like this.
But it wasn't finished yet. Helene's massive size spread the rain and misery into North Carolina, where a relentless deluge caused historic flooding in Asheville just one day after a 1 in 1,000 year rainfall saturated the region.
This is one of the worst storms in modern history for parts of western North Carolina.
We're at the site of an Israeli airstrike that took place at 1 a.m. on Monday. This apartment on the 5th floor was hit. According to the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, 3 of their members were killed in that strike, in addition to 1 other person, as reported by the Ministry of Health. Now, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine is a Palestinian faction that has a presence here in Lebanon, but has not been active for several years. It's not clear if Israel is now taking the opportunity to target not just Hezbollah and others who've been firing into Israel, but all of the factions that are opposed to Israel. Now, many of the people who left the southern suburbs moved to areas like this because they thought it might be safer. Clearly, that's not the case.
This is a story of how stunning self-confidence, reinvention, and total perseverance, decades in the making, can lead to revolutionary change. Meet the sensation that is Chae Soon-hwa. At 80, she's the oldest contestant to reach the finals of Miss Universe Korea. Chae used to be a full-time medical caregiver, and it was one of her patients who told her she needed to become a model.
I was really interested in acting and fashion since I was a child, but I forgot all about them during my life. But when my patient said that, my childhood dream came alive at once. My ears just immediately opened up.
One day, Chae spotted a senior silver model on a TV show. So she called the TV station and got the name of the academy where the model learned to build couture confidence.
좋습니까? There we go. Okay.
Now, Chae is the instructor, trying to teach me the walk. Of course, it's the student who's the problem. And Chae told us how she perfected her approach during late-night caregiving breaks.
I've never walked in straight lines until the age of 70, so model walking, posing, and smiling were really difficult. I practiced walking, posing, and smiling every night from midnight to 1:30 a.m. or sometimes as late as 2 a.m. for 2 years.
It's the first year Miss Universe has dropped age limits, paving the way for Chae to enter, strike a pose, and vogue. As for her message to the world,
you have to do what you wanted to do, the things that you gave up to raise your kids. You have to do that when you're old. And when you do that, you'll be super happy and encounter happiness at every moment.
Mike Valerio, CNN, Seoul.